That's it. Now, time for all the news where you are. Have a peaceful night.
Thank you, Clive. I'm Harriet Mortar. Welcome to Lakeith. Hello, first tonight, 2 more people from our region are now known to have died in the Air India plane crash. Beautician Abdi Patel from Northampton has been described by colleagues as a truly kind soul. Ash Harrington from Suffolk, who was 27, also died when the plane crashed in India. It happened shortly after takeoff from the city of Ahmedabad. Robbie West reports.
Described as someone that brought kindness to every moment, Abdi Patel died last week in the Air India plane crash. She worked in this Northampton beauty salon, and today a colleague said she was a friend to anyone in need.
She walked to every single person to ask what's going on. Even, when we were free, she used to ask every person what's going on in their life, everything is okay, and she tried to help every single person as much as she can.
Abdi was returning from visiting her elderly mother when the plane she was on crashed shortly after takeoff in India last Thursday. At least 270 people were killed, including Ashwin Harrington. Standing here beside his brother Jay, today he said that he'd never met anyone like him. Jay told me that his brother, known as Ash by his loved ones, was his own man and never tried to impress people. He went to this school. A spokesperson from the Thomas Gainsborough School said that they were very sad to hear of this tragedy and their thoughts go out to his friends and family. Friends like Connor, they shared a love of boxing. Earlier, he read a statement about how the loss has affected him and their whole friendship group.
It's hard to put into words, but he was an incredible guy who made us all constantly laugh and smile with his infectious laugh. A truly great friend who has never upset anyone because of how kind and down to earth he was. He was loved and adored by all of his family and friends. And it's a hole that will never be filled because he was such a huge part of all of our lives. I don't think anyone can prepare you for such a loss.
Back at the salon, flowers had been left outside. Some were laid by people that lived nearby that didn't know the victim.
I'm from Delhi, and whatever's happened over there is really touched, actually, especially with a family with a small babies, actually. And still, when I'm just looking the videos and all, it's really hard. It's really, really hard to see, actually,
Communities are grieving as investigations are underway to find out the cause of the crash. Tonight, families across the East are still coming to terms with the loss of their loved ones. Robbie West, BBC Look East.
Some travel news for you tonight. The M11 near Stansted Airport in Essex is closed in both directions. That's between Junction 8 at Bishop Stortford and Junction 7A at Harlow. There are severe delays after an earlier incident involving a lorry and a car. The closure is expected to remain in place throughout the night. In other news, a woman found dead in Northamptonshire has been named by police as Isabella Knight. The 32-year-old, known as Izzy by her family and friends, was found at a property in Donington Road in Burton Latimer on Friday. A post-mortem found she died due to pressure being applied to her neck. A 35-year-old man's been charged with murder and is due to appear at Northampton Crown Court again on Wednesday. Sport now, and for the top trainers and jockeys in our region, all eyes are on Royal Ascot, with the 5-day meeting getting underway tomorrow. It's the highlight of the British flat racing season. Trainer George Scott and jockey Callum Shepherd, who are both from Newmarket, enjoyed a day to remember last year, tasting success for the first time. This from Tom Williams.
For George, it's all go.
Does he give you a feel?
Royal Ascot starts tomorrow. 5 days of racing on the global stage, the biggest week of the year.
What are you looking out for? Just want to see sort of fluency of action. This is actually a horse that's going to run at Royal Ascot here, cantering up, called Gaga Mate.
With 90 horses in training at Eve Lodge stables, lots to do. 10 are heading to Ascot.
Yeah, this is Steph. She's a 2-year-old filly. She's only run once. She's one of the favourites, so obviously we'd be hoping for a big run from her. It's like no other week in racing, and I think you could sort of equate it to sort of FA Cup finals and Ryder Cups and things like that. It's a one-off fixture.
Pride of place on the wall, a picture of Callum riding Isle of Jura to victory last year, his first Ascot success.
Best moment I've ever had in sport. I can sort of picture the looking to the crowd, celebrating, just something that really has stayed with me, and I'll cherish it for forever, I think.
Callum rides out 2 or 3 times a week for George. Their relationship, a crucial one. The workload means limited time together.
It works on a basis of trust. You know, Callum knows that I believe in him as a rider, and fundamentally he goes out and rides the horses in the manner which he sees fit.
We just really do have an excellent working relationship. Obviously, we've had success, all over the world now, and we understand each other very well.
They had the winning formula last year. All eyes will be on them again, hoping it'll be champagne they're spraying after. Tom Williams, BBC Look East.
OK, let's see what the weather has in store for us now. Here's Jill with a look at the weather forecast.
Hello there. Well, it's been an especially warm start to the week. Plenty of sunshine around as well. And that is the theme as we head through the next few days. We are keeping the warmth, clear skies as well as we head overnight into Tuesday. Not really any cloud whatsoever as we head through the early hours, but you'll notice it is still going to be pretty mild, around 12 or 13 degrees quite widely. So we start the day tomorrow with plenty of sunshine. Now, as we head through the course of the afternoon, it stays bright, fine and still very warm indeed. You might get a little bit of cloud later in the day, but largely it's looking like blue skies for many of us. Temperatures could reach up to 26 degrees, with those temperatures peaking as we head towards the weekend. So slightly cooler for a time into Wednesday and Thursday, but by Saturday and Sunday we could be looking at 29 or 30 degrees.
There's more news on your local pages of the BBC News website. We're back with your Look East breakfast bulletins just before 6:30 tomorrow morning. But that's it from the late team. Have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.